Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the likety like button on the way in. Hit the likety like button. When I tell you, I was actually going to do the basketball wise review today. And I said, well, it seems like there is much more juicier drama off the show versus on the show. Okay, so look, it's very clear at this point that Jennifer and Evelyn will never be friends again. At least I would never be friends with anyone like that again. After the way they have gone back and forth with each other, it has gotten very, very deep, okay? Too deep. So deep that at this point, this is disgusting, all right? Hey, Danielle. Hey, Denise. What's up? Make sure you guys hit the like button. Exactly. Thank you, Danielle. Hit the like button. This is interesting. And I'm curious to see if Evelyn's going to respond. I don't think she has responded yet. I know that she responded back at one point saying that Jennifer breast stank. And I'm like, okay, who cares about that? But this situation right here is quite interesting. I'm going to play it for you. It appears that one of Jennifer and her husband's family members exposed Evelyn. Okay. And exposes Evelyn by saying that you also slept with the game, Evelyn. Yeah, you slept with your daughter's baby daddy. This is what she implies on this video. And I was like, what? Excuse me? Like, I just can't even process that. But we're dealing with Evelyn here, who has probably been around the world and I, trying to find whatever stability she can find through that cooch of hers. But to literally, one, you apparently was friends with his former fiance. And then now your daughter, Shanice, has a baby by him. And apparently, allegedly, you possibly slept with this man too? And Shanice had the audacity to sit up there and say that Jennifer's not a girly girl. Then what the hell is your mama? Do you think it's possible, crew, that Evelyn possibly back in the day, especially when the game was on top, hated 11 the underdogs on top, is it possible? I mean, I would say yeah, but we're going to actually hear this. We are going to listen to this, and I definitely want to know what y'all think, but I find this to be just trifling as hell and disgusting. So at this point, I would say Evelyn needs to back off. I don't know. I feel like they both have major receipts on each other, but to hear this, that you possibly literally had freaky tales with your daughter's baby daddy. I don't know, y'all. I don't know, but I'm about to sit up here and play it. We gonna hear it, and y'all let me know what y'all think, and make sure y'all let me know if you can hear it, because you know sometimes there's issues with the audio.
Why don't you talk about what's going on in your house? Like, your baby daddy, go pay his artists. He owe his artists. Don't he his failed record company? Like, dude, don't you owe Meg? Don't you owe these people? Go pay these people. Won't you worry about that? Like, your daughter is living in the house with you. Y'all don't get no financial support because all his checks going to BMI. Ooh. Why don't you talk about these kind of things? Like, I don't know. You're so invested in what Jen and Christian got going on, but you don't want to talk about the things that's going on in your household.
You don't want nobody else to talk about the things.
Yeah. You say I shouldn't talk about your daughter. The game has fucked you and your daughter, okay? They got pictures where you and Tiffany and Shawnee and your daughter is all there while you was pregnant. But then your daughter go and fuck the same dude you didn't fuck who y'all friends. Like he done ran a train on y'all at this point.
Oh.
You know, I'm just saying, like, you know, don't your baby daddy owe people's money drown in his goddamn pool? He got sued for that. It's a lot of topics that we could talk about. Bitch, Evelyn, you was pregnant with Carl's child at the same time his own daughter was just 5 months old. Bitch, do the math. Talk about that. He was with his ex while you was pregnant. Talk about that. There's so much other shit that you could be talking about. Jen, Christian and this girl was broken up before he even got with Jen. But you around here fucking a nigga who got a wife. And his child 5 months, and his child 5 months, you 6 months pregnant. Bitch, can you add? But that's just who you are. You talk about everything, but let me tell you something, bitch. You go low, I'm going straight to hell. I can give a fuck. Okay? Why don't you talk about what's going on in your house?
Let me pause this. Okay, woohoo! I should have waited until the 7-minute mark. Okay, hopefully they won't sit up there and do nothing about that because, baby, she went in. Y'all clearly heard that. She said a lot. Not only did she say that Shanice is living with Evelyn because of the financial issues that the game has, she also said that Evelyn, had freaky tales with the game. And she also said that her son's baby daddy, the baseball player, he literally had a 5-month-old daughter while she was 6 months pregnant. Wow. Mind you, you heard Evelyn in the background. Okay? I mean, not Evelyn. You heard Jen in the background. Did y'all hear Jen in the background? I know I didn't. I'm going to replay it because it's a small clip. But you heard her in the background, not saying a word. Not saying a damn thing at all whatsoever. So, yeah, what did you guys think about that? What did you guys think about that? What came out on the show? What specifically came out on the show? I doubt very seriously the game and her apparently doing a do came out on the show. But what came out on the show? That auntie went in, and they mentioned the auntie before. When they said in their recap that the auntie don't be playing games. All right, so she definitely seemed like she about that life, and she had no problem saying that, and Jen in the background wasn't saying a word. Now, one thing about it, I've been hearing that while people say Jen, of course, has her issues, no one is saying that Jen has ever been a liar. Have you guys seen anywhere on the social media streets that Jennifer is a liar? Y'all let me know. Now, definitely have heard that Evelyn can be a liar, but I don't know about Jen. Do you guys think this is true? I would say the most shocking situation out of all of this is Evelyn in the game. So that's really what my focus is. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the likety-like button. That's my focus. Is it possible that Evelyn did do with the game and was actually friends with his fiance? Which honestly, if she that low down and dirty, I wouldn't be shocked if everybody else they've accused her of being with. You know what I mean? Like that's just low down. And gosh, like the fact that if her daughter, like, I wonder if it really is true. Did she tell her daughter? Did she tell her daughter, like, 20 years ago, I messed with him, but do your thing. Like, that is awkward as hell. And that should not be mother-daughter goals. Sorry, it shouldn't. Now, of course, I'm sure that Evelyn is going to deny it, but based on what I've seen, she has not posted about this particular thing. Because as you notice, even with Neighborhood Talk, they pretty much just showed that part. Even though she said a lot of things, she showed that part, that the game has had freaky tales with you and your daughter. That is the big highlight of the situation and what she said. I'm telling you, and Jennifer, she definitely has implied that Evelyn has done a build-a-whore situation with Shanice. I don't know. What I do know is that at the end of the day, I'm sick and tired of Evelyn and this whole Shanice victimhood thing with bringing Shanice's name up. Shanice is a grown-ass woman. It wasn't like she sat up there and said anything about the whole build-a-whore situation like she did several years ago. She just simply said, don't try to sit up there and focus on my felon when your daughter has a whole felon and has a baby by him. What's the difference? That's pretty much what she said. I would even say she didn't say anything bad about Shanice. She was just more so like, why are you worried about my felon when your daughter had a baby by a felon? Period. So, yeah, y'all want me to play it again? I think I'm going to play it again. Because, whoo-wee. She definitely left no crumbs in what she said. And she was like, today I got time. I literally have time. So I'm going to play it again.
Why don't you talk about what's going on in your house? Like, your baby daddy, go pay his artists. He owe his artists. Don't he his failed record company? Like, dude, don't you owe Meg? Don't you owe these people? Go pay these people. Won't you worry about that? Like, your daughter is living in the house with you. Y'all don't get no financial support because all his checks going to BMI. Why don't you talk about these kind of things? Like, I don't know. You're so invested in what Jen and Christian got going on, but you don't want to talk about the things that's going on in your household.
You don't want nobody else to talk about the things.
Yeah. You say I shouldn't talk about your daughter. The game has fucked you and your daughter. Okay. Right. They got pictures where you and Tiffany and Shawnee and your daughter is all there while you was pregnant. But then your daughter go and fuck the same dude you didn't fuck who y'all friends. Like, he done ran a train on y'all at this point. You know, I'm just saying, like, don't your baby daddy owe people's money, drown in his goddamn pool? He got sued for that. It's a lot of topics that we could talk about. Bitch, Evelyn, you was pregnant with Carl's child at the same time his own daughter was just 5 months old. Bitch, do the math. Talk about that. He was with his ex while you was pregnant. Talk about that. There's so much other shit that you could be talking about. Jen, Christian and this girl was broken up before he even got with Jen. But you around here fucking a nigga who got a wife. And his child 5 months, and you 6 months pregnant. Bitch, can you add? But that's just who you are. You talk about everything, but let me tell you something, bitch. You go low, I'm going straight to hell. I can give a fuck. Okay? Why don't you?
Now, see, this is interesting because clearly both Evelyn and Shanice got baby daddies, I guess, allegedly they got financial issues. For whatever reason, because of the fact that, the game is in the music business. In the beginning, I thought she was talking about the game. I forgot Carl literally was also tapping into the music industry and all of that drama he had with Meg Thee Stallion, because Meg Thee Stallion was signed to Carl. She's talking about Carl, saying that Carl's money is allegedly going to BMI and he's going through financial issues. She was talking about him. She wasn't even talking about the game losing his mansion. to his lawsuit for SA allegedly. So damn, both of them, you know what I'm saying, definitely got some issues. I completely forgot about Carl and him and going into the music industry. Now, granted, is he possibly broke? I mean, I don't know. He played in Major League Baseball, so I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying, that he, you know, has invested wisely. But yeah, she was talking about him. Damn. That auntie went in. She went all the way in. Yeah, you know, look, Jennifer and Evelyn, it's a done deal at this point. I will say this, though, with the Basketball Wives episode this week, when Evelyn said that she was done and she wasn't going to be filming with, you know what I'm saying, like Jennifer again or whatever, and Jennifer was like, fine with me. Jennifer did look like she was over it. Meanwhile, Evelyn, in my opinion, in her face looked like she was truly disturbed by the situation. And I don't know if that was hurt from, you know what I'm saying, the whole Jennifer situation, or the fact that she was still trying to pick her mouth up when Jennifer was reading her for her life. Because let me tell you something, Jennifer has gotten some type of just boldness about her, and maybe because of that man. But the fact that she was like, I ain't taking no marriage advice from no damn Brandy. We know her issue, and Evelyn ain't even been married she couldn't even be married for a month. Like, how am I going to take her advice on marriage? I tell you, she went in. So, but this right here, yeah, I say it put the nail in the coffin. The question is, though, did it happen? Y'all let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like Evelyn actually did sleep with the game. Put a 1 in the chat. That just tell you right there, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to these industry girls, because I would say that Evelyn is definitely an industry girl, none of them are your friends. They don't do loyalty. Their loyalty is to their pockets. All right, that's it. Their loyalty is to their pockets and who is going to take them to the next level. So I will find it, in which that's probably why she didn't have an issue with Shanice having a baby and dealing with the game. Because everybody was wondering, how the heck are you calling Tiffany, which is the game's ex-fiance, how are you calling her your friend, and your freaking daughter is literally having a baby by him? Because maybe it's no big deal to her because she had already had a piece of the game her damn self. Ew. Nasty and disgusting. If any part of this is true, that is disgusting. A mother and a daughter has screwed on the same man, has probably done sloppy toppy on the same. I cannot. And at the end of the day, Jennifer, I am here for it. If you want to continue to expose, honey, expose. Do you understand me? Expose. We only have 2 likes. Please get the likes up, you guys. Get the likety likes up, you guys. Thank you so much. I am in my regular mode, not my phone mode. So you definitely should be able to hit the like button right there. Hit the likety like button. With that being said, I would love to see this auntie. I think this is Christian's auntie that was talking. Wouldn't she be great for TV? Maybe she need to come on the next season. Maybe she needs to be on Basketball Wives the next season. And I'm assuming the guy in the background is the uncle, because they said the aunt and the uncle don't play about them. So I don't know if that's her husband or her brother, but she would be very interesting for TV, honey, because she just laid it out there. I was just like, oh, I can't take this. This is only maybe a 3-minute clip, and she just went completely in. But with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think about the whole Evelyn, Shanice, and game situation. I just, for the life of me, have never understood what people see in the game. Yeah, I know what you said earlier, that you said that apparently he got it going on in between the legs, but look, let me just say this. I wouldn't trust the game. I'll just say that. I wouldn't trust the game. There's been a lot of rumors about him for a very long time out here in California. Yay. And yeah, I wouldn't trust it. From my understanding, rumor has it that penis for everybody. And I mean everybody. Allegedly, rumor has it, yeah. So with that being said, child, let's move on to the other topic of conversation. Now, look, I'm sure some of you guys are very aware of how I feel about Wack 100. I feel like for him to be an alleged gangster, I feel like for him to be, you know what I'm saying, this Pyru on Pyru, blah, 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 blah. He talks too damn much, okay? He just talks entirely too much. And to me, he is like more of a troll than anything else. He was apparently supposed to be a manager for the game. Notice that you have two West Coast dudes that's all up in the freaking, you know what I'm saying, like news right now. Anyways, you notice, you know what I'm saying, like it's always the West Coast dudes who be talking. You don't see no West Coast females like that talking, do you? No, you don't. But anyways, moving on. So with that being said, he decided to talk about Lauren London. Now, interesting enough, I just did a live, was it this week, if I'm not mistaken? Either this week or last week, where I was like, where is Lauren London? Because she apparently was BFS with Cassie. She talked about Diddy being like her brother. Diddy telling her, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, get herself together to go to Nipsey's funeral. Diddy was the executive producer of Nipsey's last album. And I'm trying to figure out, you being in all of these pictures with Cassie and Diddy and around, you know what I'm saying, his staff and everything else. Where are you and where do you stand in this situation? Because you're mighty quiet. I said this. Well, he decided to speak. Now, as far as I see it, Wack 100 and Jaguar Wright are starting to kind of not only be the same, look the same, everything else is the same. But he decided to speak on this situation, and he said some interesting things. Now, here's the thing. I will say that I don't like Wack talking, but I don't necessarily know if what he's saying is true or not. Now, the thing is, some people actually claim that the stuff that he says holds true. It's just that as a gangster, he just talked too much. That's people's issue. That even if he does have these things or knows about these things, why is he talking so much? Some people just think he's a flat out liar about everything. I don't know. But what I do know is this is what he had to say about Miss Lauren London. And we're going to talk about it. Because, yeah.
Lauren London and Cassie's best friends. Is she? Nipsey doing interviews saying Laura's the one introduced me to Diddy. Shut up. Are you all sitting here acting like y'all don't see what's going on. Everybody, because they don't want to say, damn, Wack called it. Yeah, just with the other baby mama, but they... Oh, that's crazy work right there. Damn.
Well, I just looked it up that Lauren London and Cassie have been like best friends, and that it was Lauren London who introduced Diddy to Cassie. Huh?
Lauren London introduced Diddy to Nipsey.
Oh, there we go. Other way. Sorry.
She entered, yeah. So you got to remember. Now you looking at what type of circle. Listen, that's his best friend. He didn't freak that bitch too. Believe that. Lauren London and Cassie were best friends. Okay, so you're not gonna tell me her and Nipsey and whatever, or her and Diddy and all them ain't had their fun. You're not gonna tell me that. I'm not no fool. I'm looking at how Cassie moving. We understand what that is with Lauren, right? Even though y'all want to look at her like she no, we ain't doing that. Obviously, Nipsey was into the freak offs. Just with the other baby mama. See, you're not going to get me to believe that her and the best friend didn't enjoy a time or two, maybe in the penthouse floor in the London Ritz somewhere. You just not gonna give me the belief, and I'm looking how he's swinging. Yeah. Just gonna keep it real. Yeah. You're not best friends, and you ain't did.
At this point, the whole industry would.
Okay, so I'm gonna play it again just in case. Hey, Dale, make sure you hit the like button just in case people came in later. I'm gonna play it again. This is what Wack 100 is saying. Yeah, he is annoying, Denise. I'm not even saying that Wack 100 is not annoying. I do feel like as a man, he a man, he talks too much. But again, you have some people who know him and have actually seen his receipts, so to speak, who claim that, yeah, you may think he talked too much, but a lot of the stuff that he has actually said is factual. And then you have some people who just like, he's a damn lie. It would be really up to you. But one thing about it is that there have been a lot of people who have been speculating how involved was Lauren London. She was around these people consistently for a very long time. I believe Lauren London was even a Sean John model at one point. You're calling Cassie your BFF. So what does she know? She calling Diddy her brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what is it? And where do you stand in this? So a lot of people are speculating where she's at, especially with apparently who's about to come to this Diddy trial. Allegedly, Capricorn Clark, Diddy's former assistant and apparently an alleged victim of Diddy's, is apparently supposed to be stepping forward. And they claim that her and Lauren, now I don't know if they're biological sisters. Some are saying they're half sisters. Some are saying they just was talking like they're play sisters. But interesting enough, she's supposed to be stepping forward with all of the stuff that she went through. But I'm going to play this again, you guys.
London, Cassie's best friends. Is she? Literally doing interviews saying, Laura's the one introduced me to Diddy. Shut up. Are you for real? Sitting here acting like y'all don't see what's going on. Everybody, because they don't want to say, damn, Wack called it. Yeah, just with the other baby mama, but they... Oh, that's crazy work right there.
Damn. Wack just woke it up that Lauren London and Cassie have been like best friends, and that it was Lauren London who introduced Diddy to Cassie. Huh?
Lauren London introduced Diddy to Nipsey.
Oh, there we go. Other way. Sorry.
She entered, yeah. So you got to remember. Now you looking at what type of circle. Listen, that's his best friend. He didn't freak that bitch too. Believe that. Lauren London and Cassie were best friends. Okay, so you're not gonna tell me her and Nipsey and whatever, or her and Diddy and all them ain't had their fun. You're not gonna tell me that. I'm not no fool. I'm looking at how Cassie moving. We understand what that is with Lauren, right? Even though y'all want to look at her like she, no, we ain't doing that. Obviously, Nipsey was into the freak offs. Just with the other baby mama.
Okay, so he's pretty much trying to tie it together, pretty much implying that Lauren London was a part of these freak offs. And he's trying to imply Nipsey was too. And why is he saying that? One, he has had, to me, in my opinion, a hard on for Nipsey since Nipsey has passed. Now, apparently, he was saying slick stuff about Nipsey before Nipsey passed, and they claimed that Nipsey kind of confronted him and checked him, and Wack apparently didn't have anything to say, allegedly. But with that being said, he has been saying for a very long time that there is a tape out there, a freak tape, with Nipsey, his first baby mama, and another guy, okay? And he was trying to imply that Nipsey was on some LGBTQIA stuff, because what he tried to imply is that there was something that would be very suspect for a man who claims to be straight. I'll just put it like that. Now, so because of that tape, now the thing is that the reason why that information got out, you know what I'm saying? The reason why the information got out is due to the fact that Hassan Campbell was recording Wack without his knowledge, and Wack, running his mouth, decided to tell him about that. And because he decided to tell Hassan about that, and Hassan recorded it, once Hassan felt like Wack was playing him, he decided to release the actual recording. That's how it got out, and Wack stood 10 toes down and pretty much said that's what he said. And he went on Vlad to talk about it, and Vlad even sat up there and said to Brick Baby that he definitely has pictures or whatever of Nipsey in kind of like a very interesting position, pictures and stuff like that. So this has been hitting all over the internet. So now here it is with this Diddy freak off situation and this whole trial. He's pretty much putting together that Lauren actually introduced Nipsey to Diddy. Next thing you know, Diddy is the executive producer of Victory Lap, his last album. And he's trying to say, well, we know Nipsey. And I'm like, no, we don't know nothing because we ain't seen that damn tape. But he's like, we know Nipsey ain't got no problem with no freak offs with the tape that's out there. So you mean to tell me that's Lauren's best friend and she introduced Nipsey to Diddy and they wasn't part of the freak off and possibly getting freaky? That's what he's pretty much saying. Y'all heard it. You think he's saying something different? So the question is, do you think it's possible? Let me see. What are you saying, Dale? Lauren got power to relatives in showbiz on mom's side. On mom's side or dad's side? I heard dad's side, but at the same time, though, I will say this, Dale. If she does, why did she go the route that she went? And what I mean by that is typically when you have people in your family in high positions like that, you kind of move differently. And to me, it seemed like just based off of what we have seen, she started off as a video girl, ended up getting with Lil Wayne, ended up, you know what I'm saying, getting on the ATL movie, had a baby by Lil Wayne, and then, you know, was on stuff here or there, but then got with Nipsey. Like, Lauren isn't a consistent actress. Like, I would say that, you know what I'm saying, like she's not consistent. You know what I'm saying? She's not consistent. Like, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that maybe she also hasn't had to be consistent because she's been with guys that have provided for her. And then at the same time, I mean, for me personally, I ain't got, you know what I'm saying, no hate towards the girl, but I don't feel she's the best actress in the world. I'll say that. But I feel like because of who she's been around, these are the reasons why she's gotten certain, you know, roles or whatever the case may be. I heard about that 2 years ago, the tape. Yeah, mom's side got rich small hats. Possibly. Her mom, you know, from my understanding, her mom is the one who's black and her father is white, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, at the end of the day, though, a lot of people are kind of like, you know, where's Waldo? It's like, where's Lauren? And how much does she know? And why is she able to kind of not be involved right now? Why haven't they pulled her to the court? Why haven't they pulled her to the court? Like her friend last week who was actually doing her testimony. What was her name? Carrie or something like that. Did y'all hear about her? Apparently, Carrie didn't even want to testify. She was told, she was forced, she was subpoenaed apparently to come to the court. So why isn't Lauren being subpoenaed to come to the court? You know what I'm saying? Why isn't Lauren being subpoenaed to come to the court? That's quite interesting. Especially, look at this picture, you guys. The girl in the white, that's apparently Capricorn Clark. All right. And then you have Cassie right there. And then you have Lauren London. Now, I don't know who the other lady is, but yeah, you have them. And apparently Lauren, I guess, has said time and time again that Capricorn clock is her sister. Now, of course, we know people can say play sister or whatever the case may be. You know, one thing about this industry is everybody claiming they friends, everybody claiming they relatives just to get ahead. Capricorn Clark, of course, was the assistant to Diddy. Allegedly, they're saying that there was definitely a K napping going on. You know what I'm saying? When it came to Capricorn Clark, allegedly Diddy, you know what I'm saying, DV'd her to the point where, you know what I'm saying, they had to allegedly pay off Capricorn so that way he wouldn't go to prison for what he did. All of this is alleged. Now, apparently some of this stuff happened in 2009, in 2011, like some of the dates go back then. Now, apparently this actual picture is in 2009. So again, it just makes me wonder if this is allegedly your sister, if you're that close to call her your sister, you didn't know about this stuff that she was going through. You didn't hear about her, you know what I'm saying, allegedly getting, you know what I'm saying, DV'd by Diddy. You didn't hear any of that, but then yet after Nipsey passed and you had an actual interview with Angie Martinez, you bigged up Diddy being your brother. Y'all don't find that suspicious? I would. Now, like I said, Capricorn Clark, apparently, allegedly, she may be taking the stand. And they have actually been, I guess, using another name for Capricorn or whatever case may be. I don't know, or it could be another assistant, someone who worked for Diddy. But yeah, Capricorn apparently got, you know what I'm saying, DV'd by Diddy. All right. And so it's very interesting. And apparently, again, this happened, I think I want to say in 2011. I want to say then. And Lauren was around, from my understanding, around that time. I'm not going to say I know for a fact, but allegedly, based off of pictures and history and stuff, she was around at that time. She was definitely around, allegedly. So, yeah. But literally, Nipsey passed in 2019. I want to say she had that Angie interview maybe a year or two later. By then, Cassie was gone. By then, the Intercontinental Hotel situation had happened, amongst other things. And Diddy is still your brother. Diddy is still your brother. Okay. This is interesting. So this is why I think Lauren is being called out to the carpet. You know what I'm saying? You can't only hide for so long when you have been a part of this crew for a very long time. Hi, Texas T. You said it's 12 tapes of Nipsey. What? I ain't heard that. But then again, you know what I'm saying? I ain't heard that. Cassie used to run to Wack 100 for protection. Is that so? Did Wack say that? Because I feel like Wack would easily try to brag about that. And the fact that he hasn't, that's quite interesting because he seems to want to brag about everything else. So why wouldn't he brag about that? Lauren was still basking in fame from ATL movie, turned her back, maybe. You know, I guess, I don't know. Maybe for guys, she was still basking in that. But at the end of the day, because of course, you know what I'm saying, she is like the stereotypical type, you know what I'm saying, racially ambiguous, you know, things like that. I know that a lot of guys still to this day are an ooh, ah of Lauren London. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like she's ever been an A-list actress, a B-list actress, hell, not even a C-list actress. In my opinion, I'm talking about in the realms of Hollywood, not Black Hollywood, but Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Lauren London's get gigs here and there. And a lot of times they're very short-lived type of roles. But you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, again, I don't know if it has anything to do with her turning her back because she was still off of the fame of ATL, or she was turning her back for other reasons. I don't know. But what I do know is that it is quite interesting. And you know what? Let me actually play this clip, and I'm gonna just actually play the audio of it. Shout out to Kadisha, because she actually talks about the Capricorn Clark situation. So let's see. Yeah, exactly, Denise. Maybe a C.
Diddy is being accused of kidnapping his former assistant, Capricorn Clark. If you didn't know, Diddy is being charged for kidnapping under his RICO charge. And in the court docs, it said that Diddy and a co-conspirator kidnapped an individual at Pow Pow Point to facilitate the break-in of Kid Cudi's home. And during Kid Cudi's testimony against Diddy, he confirmed that this was Capricorn Clark. The government asked Kid Cudi, "What did Capricorn Clark tell you?" Sean Combs, an affiliate, forced her into a car to come to my house. I called the police. Kid Cudi's house getting broken into happened the day before Cassie Ventura sent this email to her mom and CC'd Capricorn Clark. And in this email, Cassie Ventura was telling them that Diddy was threatening her, saying that he was going to release the freak-off tapes, and he also said that he would have someone physically hurt her and Kid Cudi, but it wouldn't be done by his hands. The crazy part about all of this, people have talked about Capricorn Clark getting the crap beat out of her by Diddy because Diddy thought she knew about Kid Cudi and Cassie Ventura's relationship. And one person just brought this up again recently, and it was Suge Knight. He said Diddy once assaulted a female assistant because she didn't tell him about Cassie's alleged fling with Kid Cudi. He said at the same time, he beat the crap out of Cassie. He had an assistant by the name of Capricorn. He felt that Capricorn kept the stuff on the low about Cassie messing with Kid Cudi. His exact words were, "Puppy beat the out of that." Not only did he beat the crap out of her, it was an Interscope person, an Interscope check that paid her to settle so he wouldn't go to jail over it. Right after Cassie Ventura filed her lawsuit, Capricorn Clark took to social media and she was posting things like this to her Twitter and to her Instagram. She said, "Black women end up being sacrificed. The last 11 years of my life, I had to deal with everyone's nonsensical allegiance to the devil. I pray that ends, and I don't think highly of any of you. Can't keep your head down and pretend that this shit is cool no more." But what if I tell you this might just get even crazier than Diddy being charged with the kidnapping of Capricorn Clark? Diddy's fourth victim is a female who is a prior employee and actually a former assistant of Diddy. Now, this former assistant is going by the name Mia as her pseudonym, and they asked Cassie Ventura if she knew this person, and she said yes, this is one of Diddy's former assistants. And we know Capricorn Clark is one of the female former assistants that used to work for Diddy back when Diddy was with Cassie. And even Cassie's mom confirmed that she knew who Mia was, the former assistant. And it doesn't end there. They asked one more person if they knew this assistant named Mia, and it was Dawn Brashard. Guess who was the former assistant still at that time during Danity Kane? It was Capricorn Clark. So not only is Diddy being hammered right now on the RICO because the arson connected to Kid Cudi and the break-in of Kid Cudi's home is connected to a kidnapping. Both the arson and the kidnapping fall underneath that RICO charge. But I also think victim number 4 is going to be Capricorn Clark. Another reason I think that it's really Capricorn Clark is because after Cassie's lawsuit, we saw Capricorn Clark speaking out. We never heard from her again. And now her Instagram and her Twitter account are both private. So I assume we are probably going to see Capricorn Clark or Mia, the pseudonym, on that stand very soon. Because the only person that could corroborate a kidnapping, like Kid Cudi was talking about, is Capricorn Clark herself, by giving her testimony and talking about how she was kidnapped to facilitate the break-in into Kid Cudi's home. And it gets even wilder because hers won't be the only testimony. They also say that they have police reports because Kid Cudi said he called the police, and a 911 call from when his home was broken into. So hold on to your seats because we are just getting started. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this.
Okay, so like I said, everybody keeps speculating that Capricorn Clark is about to actually take that stand. And clearly by this picture and what the rumor is, now we know that good old Jaguar Wright claims that Capricorn Clark and Lauren are sisters. We can't confirm that, but at the end of the day, we do know that they know each other by this damn picture. Okay? And from my understanding, they have several pictures with each other. All right? So my thing is, why isn't she getting called in? And it could be that one parent that may be very powerful trying to keep her up out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But to me, as much as she was talking about that's her BFF, I would say the feds would be the main people saying we need to definitely, you know what I'm saying? We need to definitely bring Lauren London in because something ain't adding up. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, as far as the RICO is concerned, I guess all of that stuff, apparently they said this week, and I have to start looking at more of the information. They said more of the RICO was starting to make sense. Because last week, I was like, if this is what y'all have, I'm confused on how you think this RICO and even this other stuff is really connecting the dots. Like, I was just like, y'all losing me on this. But apparently this week, they did a better job with connecting the dots when it comes to the RICO. And I guess Kid Cudi definitely helped in that situation. If Capricorn is going to take the stand, she is definitely going to be a bigger help in that situation. But I definitely want to have you guys hear about this.
I hate this about it, but I feel like I got to know him so much more, like a lot of people did, after he was gone.
That just means his purpose lives on. You know what I mean? That just means his purpose did not leave with the body, that the spirit just kept moving.
I hate this about it, but I feel like
No. Dang it. Where's that small clip about her talking about Diddy as her brother? She's like, Diddy is my brother. He's the one who told me that I needed to. Oh, here it is.
Wait, I didn't even want to get dressed. I was going to wear sweats.
Were you really?
Did somebody? Like, I'm not getting. Yeah.
Did somebody pull you aside?
Somebody pulled me aside. Puff.
Really?
Puff pulled me aside and was like, "Look, bud, you have showed everybody what it looks like to hold a man down and to love him. Now show them what it looks like when it all crumbles. That's your responsibility." I hope he doesn't mind me sharing that. But Puff was my, he's like a real brother.
Mm-hmm. He's been through a lot of loss too.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, you show up. Because he heard, I don't know who told Puff.
Somebody called Puff. Somebody called Puff. Somebody in your family or your team called Puff. Like, yo, talk to Lauren.
Because I was like, I'm wearing whatever. I'm not even supposed to this. I was like giving that. And so he was like, no, show up. Show up with your head up. So I really think God just carried me through that because I don't know how.
Okay, so y'all heard that. That was the Angie Martinez interview that she did 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Okay? This is freaking 2025. Okay? 2025. 2 years ago, 2023. When did Cassie actually sit up there and file that lawsuit? Wasn't that the end of 2023 when she did that? So, yeah. You mean to tell me she didn't know all of this stuff was going down? And she was literally still saying that Puff is like her brother? Sorry, y'all. Now, one thing about it, at Wack 100, I'm always going to give him the side eye the way that he talked. But one thing that he did say is people always want to come off like, you know, Lauren London is innocent. We don't know that, girl. And why is it that, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you got people who's dragging Cassie right now saying that she wasn't 100% innocent. So then where does that leave Lauren? Is she 100% innocent in this situation? Just saying. You know, because I wouldn't, if a man that I know, brother or not, I know is deviant and literally practically doing just half of the stuff, not even half of the stuff, a third of the stuff that Cassie has claimed that Diddy did and other people witnessed, and Capricorn, her alleged play sister, real sister, half sister, whatever, what she went through, I'm not calling that man my brother and bigging him up like that. So are we seeing where Lauren stands? Maybe that is her version of where she stands in a situation, and she's team Diddy. I don't know. But I find it very strange, you guys. So yeah, what did you guys think about what Wack 100 said? And also the fact that yeah, I mean, it's starting to get louder and louder. It's starting to get louder and louder on where is Lauren London? Where is she, and why hasn't she been called to the carpet as far as things that she may have witnessed? Who's protecting her? You know what I'm saying? Why is Cassie only, you know what I'm saying, maybe being, or certain people are dragged based off of certain things that occurred? I don't know. But I do know her friend said that she didn't even want to be there, and she had stopped talking to Cassie because of how, you know, what happened with Cassie and how Cassie pretty much chose, I guess, Diddy's side over her friend. Now, could it be possible that Lauren London didn't see any of that stuff and they made sure, and Diddy made sure allegedly, that he only did certain things around certain people? It's possible. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? That she didn't witness that stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. Wait, didn't Wack taunt Big U about those Nipsey tapes? Taunt him as far as saying that he was going to expose it? I don't know, because I feel like when he talked about those tapes, him and Big U weren't even talking anymore. And no one knew that information, again, I think, until Hassan Campbell put it out there. Because at first he was saying the public didn't even know about him and Big U falling out until Hassan started exposing those tapes. So I don't know if he brought it to Big U, letting him know, you know, like your artist or your former artist is out there. I don't necessarily know, but what I do know is he claims he's the one who's stopping the tape from being put out there. Yet at the same time, Vlad said in an interview with Brick Baby that he has pictures of Nipsey in a compromising position. That's the way he kind of implied it. So how did you get those pictures? How did you get those? Who gave you those pictures? So again, I don't know. I think that if there is something out there, eventually it's going to come out. Eventually it's going to come out. Like, you can only keep talking now and let him tell it because his first baby mama hasn't said anything. That means it has to be true, because why wouldn't she say anything? Well, maybe because she doesn't want to give you any attention on the situation. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't put nothing past no one. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't personally know Nipsey. And even if you personally knew Nipsey, you don't necessarily know what somebody does behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying, he still didn't do, you know, things for the community and things like that. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know. I do not know. But what I do know is that the fact that Wack keeps talking about it, I mean, hell, eventually I feel like it's going to leak. It's going to leak. You know what I'm saying? One way, shape, is something's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Now, let him tell it he's the reason why it hasn't come out. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I feel like he's waiting for one person to piss him off from that Nipsey camp or that Lauren camp for them to really address him directly and say some things to him or about him or whatever the case may be. And then bloop, all of a sudden that tape gonna come out if that tape exists. If it does exist. But yeah, so you guys, look, at the end of the day, this is getting quite interesting. If Capricorn Clark comes on a stand next week, oh boy. Because from my understanding, when Kid Cudi came today, they said Diddy almost broke his neck turning around to see Kid Cudi walk in. You know what I'm saying? Like he pretty much was like, whoop, whoop, like, and literally was trying to make eye contact with him allegedly. To this day, they try to extort Nipsey's brother. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know if that's, you know what I'm saying, necessarily true. I don't know. I just, at a certain point, like, I just hope that Black Sam just moves better. You know what I'm saying? Just because, and that's one thing about LA for me is that whole gangster stuff, I ain't scared of nobody type of thing. And I get it, but at the same time, you just got to move smart, especially when you the only male left that's carrying the legacy. Because I truly feel like without Black Sam, the legacy would not be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one who keeps pushing it forward. But hey, at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I just find it interesting that Lauren London is girl. Like, if you're able to get past all of this, the whole 8 weeks, and literally your name is no longer mentioned. You don't have to come to the stand. You haven't given any statements or anything like that. Then yeah, baby, there is someone probably protecting the hell out of her. That is protecting the hell out of her. Do you hear me? Who don't trust Lauren? Who don't trust Lauren? Let me know what you're saying, Dale. Who don't trust Lauren? Who you talking about? But yeah, to be that close, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, child. And she is being super quiet. Oh, you saying Black Sam don't trust Lauren? I don't know. I mean, honestly, with what happened to his brother, he should be side-eyeing a lot of people at this point. You know what I'm saying? Now, he should be. And again, a lot of people have speculated, a lot of people, and it's not just Jaguar, but there have been a lot of people speculating what role did she play in this situation, allegedly, especially because what are the odds that you introduce Nipsey to Diddy? Diddy ends up becoming the executive producer of his last album. I don't know. And then not to mention, I think Lauren London has credits on that last album too. So, there have been some speculations. I'm sure he's probably, looking, but at the same time, probably if he does find her suspicious, he's still playing it nice because, there is his nephew was involved in this. You know what I mean? He does have a nephew involved. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know in that situation. I don't know. But I know one thing though. Allegedly they weren't married. That's what I do know. Allegedly they that whole ghetto, that's my wife, that's my husband. Yeah, he didn't get married to her. So, at the end of the day, maybe there was a lack of trust. A lot of people said a lot of things. A lot of people said him and Lauren and Nipsey weren't even together at the time of his passing. There's been a lot of speculation. Now, what's true and what's not true, I don't know. But what I do know is is that, in my personal opinion, once Nipsey passed, it seemed to be this big buzz around Lauren London and her healing and her well-being. To me, she got more interviews and more clout off of being Nipsey Hussle's baby mama ex-girlfriend. And no shade, but again, y'all know I'm from here. Do you know how many girls and mothers have lost their sons to the streets? Do you know how many have? It was just like all of a sudden this light is shining on her. She's the face of the Puma deal and all of this stuff. To me, she has gotten more light on her with Nipsey passing than, in my opinion, she's had in her whole career. In my opinion, she was all over the place. Angie, Jada Pinkett, she was all over the place. So, you know, it was very interesting. I think, and that was a lot of people started speculating, like, what is going on here? You know, but hey, Jaguar Wright video about a secret meeting with Lauren and Diddy. Yeah, you know, and again, Jaguar Wright to me and Wack 100 are two of the same. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, some people believe everything they say, some people don't. I'm saying, though, for me, my spidey senses, as you guys know who listened to my lives earlier this week or last week, I literally had a thumbnail with Lauren London and Cassie and like, where is her BFF at? I think anybody with any type of common sense and just know the history, just a little bit of this history, she was constantly around them. Where's she at? You know what I'm saying? Where's she at? And again, Wack may actually be feeling the same way. This is why he brought up this situation to kind of put her out there. Now, is it true or not? I don't know. But I don't know how much you did not see something. Like, it just seems a little impossible. Even if you didn't see something, you had to sense something that possibly was going on. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you was getting dipped in baby oil and doing all of that stuff too, and you was out your right mind. I don't know. But again, we can continue that conversation as far as the comment section, and y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But yeah, y'all, so we got Evelyn apparently banging with the game, and we got Wack 100 allegedly trying to expose Lauren London for being the one who is the connection. Really, he's coming off like she's the link between the Diddy, the Cassie, and the Nipsey. Now, interesting, and I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to leave it here. Interesting that out of those three, Nipsey is gone, Diddy's in jail, and Cassie, you know, she's married, she's having kids, but she done went through hell and back. And Lauren is zenning and I guess trying to heal. While she says Diddy is her brother. But on that note, you guys, let's continue the conversation below. Let me know what y'all think about all of this. When I tell you all of this stuff going on is the reality show itself. This is like the golden era. Truth is stranger than fiction. When I tell you the stuff that's going on with this trial and all the stuff that's unfolding and people coming out talking about certain people is more interesting than these damn reality TV shows we got up right now. But yeah, you guys, let's continue the conversation. Do you think Capricorn Clark is going to testify? What do you think about Evelyn and her daughter allegedly banging the same man? What do you think about the Lauren London situation that Wack 100 said? What do you think about it? Do you think that she knows more than what she's putting on? Is she being protected? You know what I'm saying? Or will things start crumbling for her? You know what I'm saying? Is she not innocent and things are going to be exposed? Who knows? But I'm here for it. I'm here for it because, again, to me, I just want the truth exposed. That's it. That's all. The truth, all evil needs to be exposed. I have said this. I agreed when Cat Williams said, I do believe there needs to be a great reset, because it seems like a lot of devious people have been able to get away with a lot of stuff. The great reset needs to happen where good people actually are the ones on top. So we shall see. But yes, make sure you hit the likety-like button, you guys. Hit the likety-like button. I am doing my regular feed tonight. So, of course, the more likes I get, the more I can get into the algorithm. Let's have a conversation, y'all. Let's have it on what you guys think about this. I appreciate everybody coming in. Danielle, Dale, Denise, I believe, what's his name? Texas T. I appreciate all of you guys coming in, and those who were actually listening and didn't say anything. Just make sure you hit the like button, and also you can also comment in the comment section below once I'm done with this live. With that being said, who is that other? I don't know. I don't know who that other woman is. I don't know. So we'll have to see. Interesting enough, it would be funny if it's not Capricorn Clark. But I have a feeling it is going to be Capricorn Clark that's going to be at the trial. But that's apparently Lauren's sister. So we'll see. And we'll see if she is there, if she's going to mention Lauren's name. So with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.